Hello and welcome to vlog 3 of 6 in the series. Today I'll be talking about the limitations of two athletes who perform the back squat. This will be specifically viewed in context of how one athlete executes a movement as a skill and how the other executes a movement in relation to his capacity. The back squat is widely regarded to enhance athletic performance because it demands the coordinated actions of numerous muscle groups and strengthens the prime movers needed to support explosive athletic movements such as jumping, running and lifting. The squat movement begins with a descent phase initiated by triple flexion of the hips, knees and ankles, maintaining a rigid and stable trunk until the hip joint is at least slightly below the knee joint in a broader aim to activate the gluteal muscular fibers. Ascent is achieved primarily through triple extension of the ankle, knee and hip, continuing until the subject has returned to the original extended starting position. The basic squat movement is considered by many professionals to be a valuable exercise because it highlights the biomechanical deficits. Deficits identified during the back squat that can impair performance can be categorized as neuromuscular qualities such as inefficient motor unit control strategies or recruitment used to execute the skill as seen by the athlete on the left, while capacity deficits such as joint immobility or muscle tightness, in this case with the athlete on the right. It is important to identify these neuromuscular strength or mobility deficits in consideration of any anthropometric limitations and then devise an appropriate strategy to enable optimum execution of the movement. Upon observation of the upper spine and chest position from a lateral perspective, it is apparent that the athlete is experiencing significant forward lean of the trunk. A thoracic position in which the chest is not held upward and is positioned toward the ground signifies a deficit in the back squat technique. Another deficit of the upper torso is that his scapula is relaxed or abducted and visually evidenced here as having shoulders rolled forward. As verbal and visual cueing to keep chest up and retract shoulders did not achieve desired technique despite the athlete having sufficient torso strength, it can be assumed that the athlete may lack sufficient neuromuscular coordination to perform the exercise to standard, with particular difficulty disassociating the thoracic position from the lower trunk position. However, some athletes may respond to different exercises over others. Prescription of the front squat at this point forces the athlete to resist trunk flexion by engaging back musculature to maintain a vertical stable trunk. One can notice almost immediate improvements in his movement mechanics to execute the skill. However, as the shoulders are protracted forward, this eliminates potential restrictions that may have caused trunk flexion associated with the back squat. Although this seemingly effective derivative of the back squat has enabled a more desired motor control strategy, a retest of the back squat will give more information as to whether the improvements was altered by the restriction in capacity, in this case internally rotated shoulders, or just unfamiliarity of the skill. The athlete has been instructed to replicate front squat form with the back squat with a verbal cue to pinch the scapula. Observation reveals that the trunk remains erect at relative angle to the tibia, which minimizes lumbar shear forces associated with forward lean as viewed initially. This retest confirms that, given the athlete is a novice to the squat, adopting a kinesthetic approach through use of a front squat proved beneficial in achieving familiarity of the skill through appropriate recruitment of musculature to execute the neuromuscular demands. Observation of the second athlete reveals a lack of depth in a squat to a desired below parallel position. In comparison to the previous athlete, it is clear that there are no neuromuscular demands that alter his movement. However, a mobility issue is restricting his capacity to achieve an appropriate depth in his squat. This lack of sufficient depth may be restricted by many reasons. However, it is known that stiffness in the ankle joint from poor dorsiflexion may cause the foot, hip or knee to compensate, such as raised heels, spinal and or lumbar flexion, which will significantly alter the athlete's capacity to execute the skill at its desired intensity. Although increasing ankle mobility and in many cases hip mobility is the desired endpoint for this deficit, some athletes may benefit initially from eliminating this ankle mobility restriction through use of a heel block to aid in creating a stable platform and assist in pushing through the heels. However, flexibility improvements for the Achilles tendon, gastrocnemius, and soleus muscles should be programmed for greater transfer benefits pertaining to the squat and needs relevant to the athlete. In both cases, skill and capacity related limitations can be addressed by the skill of the coach. However, limitations may not always lead to a quick fix. For example, some athletes may have severe capacity limitations that may take weeks and even months to rectify in order to execute the skill to a competent standard. The skill of the coach will be to prioritize capacities ranging from neuromuscular strength, stability and mobility that are relevant to the athlete and the physical demands of his or her sport.